Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie Herb, man. And you back upside the head with another hot banger boogin'. Hey, look, go tell somebody your homie Herb, man, is on. And if this is your first time tuning in to our platform, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you never miss what we bring to the table. All right, so let's get right into it, man. I appreciate all of you guys. And today we're talking about the cost of sickness. All right. And we know that we need to watch out for big pharma. We need to watch out for the big vitamin companies, and we need to watch out for the medical industry and the food industry as a whole. We need to take our responsibility. Remember that this is an aspect that is a part of the fight. When we're talking about politics and going to vote and doing all this stuff, our food liberty, our food freedom, and our healthcare freedom needs to be a very, very vital part of what we're talking about moving forward. And why do I say that? Because we're talking about the cost of sickness. Did you not know that sickness is a business? And if you go and Google what are the top industries in the world, you'll find that out of about the top 10, maybe 3 or 4 of them are going to be something has to do with the medical industry. Okay, whether it be the medical equipment industry, or whether it's the laboratories, or whether it's the pharmaceuticals, or whether it's the medical facilities themselves. The medical industry is big business. Okay, and I want you guys to also understand one thing as well before we move forward. Prevention is better than a cure. And it is definitely more cheaper than a cure. So a lot of times when we're trying to look for the cure for something, it may be better suitable for us, especially moving forward, to really concentrate on the preventative ways that we can duck and dodge and circumvent diseases. And that to me is everything. It's everything, because that to me is what we've been talking about here at Love Herb Man. We've been talking about prevention in the way that we eat. See, if you eat your food as if it is medicine, then you don't have to eat medicine like it's food. And what we've been talking about is utilizing this food just like it is medicine. It is preventative medicine. It keeps you away from things. And you don't need a whole lot for that to happen. But on the flip side of that, we need to know that the foods that we're currently dealing with need a little bit more purity to them in order to allow that objective to come about. Now, either we fix the food industry to make them give us pure food, or either we have to go out on our own and start growing our own foods properly so that they can have the purity, the potency, and the surety that we need. Now, when we're talking about the cost of sickness, what are we talking about? We're not only talking about how much sickness costs us as individuals in our healthcare insurances, or just as citizens of the United States, but we also need to take into account the loss of productivity. Okay, and it's been long studied that poverty has a direct influence with disease, and in most of the impoverished areas, you tend to find a high influx of chronic diseases. Okay, and so what I'm saying is that if poverty is associated with disease, then disease is also associated with poverty, and you're going to see how that happens. The cost of sickness. So the CDC says that heart disease and stroke kills about 870,000 Americans a year. 870,000 people die from heart disease and stroke. And about $215 billion is spent in healthcare for these individuals dealing with heart disease and stroke. And about 138 to 140 billion dollars is lost in productivity, meaning that either somebody prematurely died from a heart disease or stroke, right? And you can't work, or you got so stricken down by the issues that are going on that you can't work. So you're going to find that not only is this costing us a lot of money in healthcare, it's also costing us a lot of money in lost productivity in the workforce. So you're going to see that just because we're unhealthy, it affects us as individuals, but it's also just not good for America. It's not good for the employers. Get what I'm saying? No, it's not good for the employee, but it's not good for the employer. So you're seeing that being unhealthy is causing a ripple in everything that we're doing in our country and in our world. All right. So the CDC also says that cancer, all right, it costs us about $175 billion in healthcare, and over 1.7 million people are diagnosed with this disease daily, with some form of cancer per year. And this number is continuing to grow. Now, out of that 1.7 million people being diagnosed with different types of cancers, we have a casualty of about 600,000 people dying from different various cancers. Okay. All right. So just understand that. All right. And there's a big slew of people that once you get into that fourth, once you get, you're at level 4, level 5 in your cancers and stuff like that, you're not working. You're not working. A lot of times when you even start the chemotherapy, you're too weak to work then. So what happens is that is beginning of lost productivity when it comes to your jobs. Okay. When it comes to not only you not being able to make money, but the employer not being able to fill your seat and get productivity out of you who works for them, because you can't be there. You can't be there on the job. All right. So the CDC also says that diabetes is costing us $330 billion, $330 billion in healthcare and lost productivity combined. Okay. It is also saying that 34 million people are being diagnosed yearly for diabetes, and another 88 million people are being diagnosed with pre-diabetes. Now, what that means to me is that the 34 million being diagnosed with actual diabetes is going to go up, because if you have 88 million people pre-diabetics, then we see that that is a cesspool for the numbers going up. All right. And obesity, which I didn't put on here, also is costing America about $140 billion in healthcare. Now, what is the main thing that I'm saying here? A lot of these diseases are preventable. A lot of these diseases are preventable. Okay, so when we're talking about prevention being the best cure and the cheaper cure, then you see that we can circumvent being in these situations that is costing not only us as individuals high premiums, pre-existing conditions, and all these different things. It's also not good for business. It's just not good for business. How did my eating habits become somebody else's problem? Because when you are sick, you're no good to anybody, including yourself. And what we need to do is we need to formalize a better health system, a better health program that will give us more fresh foods over processed foods. We need to eliminate the processed foods as much as we can. As much as we can out of our diets. And when you don't buy it, they can't sell it. And we need to reprogram ourselves in the midst of the war that's going on between us and big pharma and big vitamin companies and big food industries. We have to fight against these things. Because if what they said actually worked, if our food was actually healthy coming out of the ground, a lot of these diseases would be prevented. If the drugs actually really worked, then you would never have to see these things. But because they're just treatments of your symptoms and not cures, you still got to deal with these, although you're popping a pill. If the vitamins in these pills and powders really did do what the label said they did, then you wouldn't need to keep popping them all your life for the rest of your life. So you really got to get out of the matrix, which may trick you if you allow them to. And what we're trying to do here at Love Herb, man, is open your eyes to the very one thing that we really do need to concentrate on. What are they putting into your body? What are you putting into your body that is affecting your mind, that is affecting your spirit, that is affecting your body? And it's breaking us down slowly, surely. And we need to reverse these things. And the first thing we're going to do is continue to watch programs like this so that we can reverse our mentality first. Transformation of the mind has to happen first, and the body and the spirit will follow. So right now, the cost of sickness in the United States of America is well over $1 trillion. Well over $1 trillion. And the cost of lost productivity is well over $600 billion. What that means is that you're talking about a person really averaging about 60 cents on the dollar now. They're not getting a full dollar work out of you no more, right? So now what you're looking at is that you're almost costing yourself as much in lost productivity as in actually being sick. Being out of work is almost the same amount of money as being sick. So you're spending so much money because of bad eating habits, because of bad lifestyle decisions like smoking or drinking or eating too much processed foods, too many mucus forming foods, too many acid forming foods, too many high sodium foods. Because we like how things taste, they keep sliding in these sugars and they keep sliding in these sodiums in our products just to give us the taste that we desire, lacking the nutrients that we need. Okay. So when we're talking about the cost of sickness versus the price of health, which one is cheaper? When we're talking about the cost of sickness in America, if you are an individual or if you are a conglomerate, a corporation, a business owner, the numbers don't add up. Due to our bad eating habits and our bad lifestyle choices, we are growing a sick workforce that cannot produce because of the bad eating habits and the bad lifestyle choices. And what we need to do is turn those things around, because there is nothing in our society that is curving these particular numbers. They are just forecast to continue to grow. What that means is that if these continue to grow, then the life expectancy of an individual living in the United States of America will continue to go down. It will continue to go down, because if you cannot stop these bad habits right now, then you will formulate life with these bad habits in tow. Meaning women will have babies in their stomachs that will continue eating bad foods and continue bad lifestyle choices and will pass those down into the bloodstream of the baby. And when that baby comes out, it would already be addicted to bad foods and bad lifestyle choices. And that's why it is important to stop it now, so that our children and their children can grow up understanding the true essence of freedom and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And it's not necessarily about the pursuit of money, more than it is just about the pursuit of health. Because remember that your health is your wealth. All right. And so with that being said, I love you guys, and it's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie Herb Man was on. And until next time, love Herb Man. Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the Herb Man Show.